Hey, it's Josh, Treasured Spaces. It's another episode of Love the One You're With. I got Charlie here, my buddy. I met him quite a few years ago now, probably 6, 7, I would say. We've been coming to this home. Started out, they bought this home, it's on a lake, and they wanted to maximize the view of the lake, which is to my right here. Kind of snowed in right now. But yeah, they wanted to maximize it, and they used to have a garage that we pulled in. Your car basically faced the lake. Well, your car really doesn't need to see the lake, and they realized that, and they wanted to maximize that view. So they decided that they wanted to try and turn their garage into living space, and that's where I am right now. This used to be a garage. As you can see, we finished it off. We put these nice doors in. You got all this nice light coming in. There is a fireplace back there for those cold days. So yeah, they had the idea. They wanted to see the lake. They wanted to turn that garage into living space and make it what you see here. So we get those calls often. Somebody will say that they have a garage and they want to make that into living space. They want to finish it off. So there's usually about 5 or 6, maybe 7 things I look at when I go to see that, just to see if it's feasible. I'd say the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go there. I'm going to check just the main structure, the walls, the ceiling, see if it's sound, see if you can put sheetrock on it, basically make it into a usable space. Sometimes in garages you'll run into thousands of nails pounded in the wall for hanging stuff and maybe broken studs or something. Sometimes you got to change windows around too. Another thing I look at is the relation of the floor in the garage, the height relation, the floor to the main floor of the house. Normally there's a couple steps, 1 or 2 steps down, which is good because that allows you to build a floor structure on top of that garage floor. A lot of times, or most of the time, you don't have to even take that structure or that concrete out. You build right over that. So that's going to even your floor heights out. Sometimes that's not possible, which is fine. Third thing, just like the floor, I like to check the ceiling, where that relates to the house ceiling. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's not. Again, with remodeling, there's all kinds of options, so whether it is or isn't a huge thing, but I usually check that just to see where it's at. Fourth thing I'm going to check is if it's possible to get ductwork out into that floor system or into that space for heating and cooling. If you have your garage floor low enough and you build your floor structure, sometimes you can get ductwork, proper ductwork in there to heat and cool that. If you can't, there's always other options for that also. Fifth thing I'm going to check is I'm going to start looking towards insulation. How are we going to insulate that? So that's going to be, is it 2x4 wall, 2x6 wall? Is there room in the ceiling for proper insulation? Is it going to have to be spray foamed? Is it going to be batted insulation? Is it going to be just regular blown in? How are we going to ventilate that? So those are 5 things I would check if you want to turn your garage into a living space. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Love the One You're With.